¿Qué pasó, mi gente? Otra vez is MarkTep25. Just wanted to talk today about Mavericks fans and how they're just getting extremely annoying on Twitter. And also a part 2 of why Dirk should retire. Okay, so the things that are annoying me about Mavericks fans. Just the utter disrespect towards other players. Look, I get it. Trae Young is not going to be the Rookie of the Year. Luka Doncic has already made a case for it. But to say that Trae Young has not improved or he's not even a good player, or to just say that he's trash compared to Luka is pretty asinine. Like, Luka has been putting up pretty decent numbers, but Trae as of late has been putting up a little bit better numbers within the stretch of time, just that stretch. And Luka has actually started to fall off a little bit because, he's probably worn out at this point. It's kind of hard to carry a team. So I at least give that to Luka, but at the same time, let's not sit here and make it seem as if Trae Young is garbage, because he's not. He's really proven himself this year. Is it Rookie of the Year? No. But let's stop disrespecting Trae Young. And I'm going to leave it at that. The disrespect for Dwayne Wade. Look, guys, I get it. Dwayne Wade is from the Heat. He beat us in 06. We have beef. But at this point, that beef needs to die. He's going to retire this year, like you all want him to, even though he probably could go another 2 years because he's pretty much good enough to do it. Whereas Dirk is done. I'm not going to explain why until a little later, because I want that to be part of my list of reasons as why Dirk should retire. But yeah, the other disrespect. Dwayne Wade has 3 championships. He's been a hell of a player for the majority of his career. And as of this point, if they continue winning like they are, he's probably going to end his career in the playoffs, which is more than what Dirk can say, which is more than what Kobe can say, which is more than what a lot of other people past their prime, or pretty much in their later years, can say. Granted, there's still some games left, so there's plenty of time for this to not be the case. But at the same time, it's seeming that that's where the direction is headed. And the whole thing about, oh, well, he didn't win MVP, because, they put that whole thing on Twitter where it's like Dirk versus Wade head-to-head all time. They were pretty much tied until yesterday as far as wins against each other. So there's that, but here's the thing, just because Dwayne Wade didn't win MVP, within any year of his career, doesn't mean he wasn't in consideration. Dwayne Wade was a top 5, top 10 player in the league for quite a while, so let's put a hammer on that one. So just overall, Dwayne Wade has had a pretty illustrious career. It's definitely rivaled Dirk. And yeah, if the 2011 finals is a stain on Dwayne Wade's and LeBron's career, then, and not to be a dick, guys, but we have to be realistic, then the 2007 playoffs is a huge stain on Dirk's career. Sorry, it is. Because losing the first round to the 8th seed when you were unquestionably when you were unquestionably the best team in the league, and you lose to, and granted, you can make the excuse, oh, well, they had Don Nelson. He coached the Mavs at one point, so of course he's going to know how to play Dirk. You could say that, but at the same time, Dirk still has to show up. And in that playoff series, he didn't. He really struggled. So again, that's a huge stain on his career. Did he make up for it for 2006 and that series? Yeah, he did. He won a championship. Redemption. He got the redemption. So let it be and quit dissing on Dwayne Wade. He's had a pretty damn good career. Yeah, season MVP is a great award. But 3 rings is definitely better than having 1 ring and, nothing else to show for it. And again, I'm not trying to disrespect Dirk because, again, I'm a Mavericks fan and I do love Dirk Nowitzki. But we got to stop disrespecting other players. Because, again, that's what's pissing me off about the Mavericks fans lately. They try to create this narrative that Dirk has always been, like, a legend, when Dirk's first years weren't really that impressive. You know, like, we got to stop the utter disrespect. And then the fact that they're all wanting him to retire sooner, like Dwayne Wade to retire. Yeah, he's going to, but not because he can't do it, like he can't play anymore. He could continue to play, but he's doing it off of his own volition. He wants to, spend time with his family. Okay? So let's not make it seem as if Dirk has a better case for playing one more year than Wade, because he doesn't. He really does not. So, the reasons as to why Dirk should retire. Again, compared to Dwayne Wade, Dirk hasn't been playing that good. He doesn't move well. Like, you hardly ever see him drive it to the basket. I've yet to see him do it. Like, if anything, the only time he's close enough is if he's fading back. But more times than not, he's taking shots that are farther away from the basket because, again, he cannot run to the basket. Part of the game is being able to run. And yeah, he gets enough space to shoot a three. And yes, he has gotten more efficient from that shot as of late. But overall, throughout the season, it hasn't been. It hasn't been very efficient. So, I don't know. I just think Dirk's mobility is a huge factor as to why he should retire. Because he's not the same player that he once was. And even in shooting, look at how he played at Boston, TD Garden in Boston. He was 0 for 7. And he's had more games than that he's just been 0 for something. Like, that's kind of sad to see. I don't want to remember Dirk that way anymore. And I sure as hell hope you don't want to remember him that way. I mean, I hope to God he has like some sort of Kobe-like game in his final game and calls it. Because that would be the way to end it, on a good note, on a high note. And then another reason, second reason. The NBA has pretty much written him off as going to retire. I mean, everywhere he goes is pretty much a montage to his career. He got an honorary All-Star. With his numbers, he should not have made the All-Star team. But guess what? They gave him an honorary spot. That's a sign, guys. He needs to retire. That's it. And I highly doubt he would have been a part of the three-point contest. Like he chose to be a part of that. He knows he's at the end of his career. Might as well get one more three-point contest out of the way. Like, there's no denying that. That's a big sign that he's done. Like, all these other players that are, like, rival teams, all these coaches from rival teams are all, giving speeches that Dirk was such a great player. They're pretty much writing off that he's done. And reason 3, what reason would it serve for him to stay another year? Again, that's the biggest argument that the Mavericks fans are annoying me with. That, play one more year with Kristaps and Luka. Okay. So what, you just want Dirk to ride the bench the rest of his career? At this point, I might as well remember him for this final season, and that's it. Even if I don't get to go to a game, one more game to see him at, American Airlines Center. I'm more than happy for that to be the case than to go see him one more game at the American Airlines Center. It's like one shot, like 7 minutes in a game. That's not the Dirk I want to remember, guys, at all. Because that was my last game that I went to. He didn't really play much at all. He only had one jump shot that went in, and that was it. One. That's not entertaining to me. That's not a happy moment for me. Of course you want to see more out of Dirk, but at this point, we can't get any more out of Dirk. He's already proven enough. What purpose does it serve? He already passed Wilt as 6th all time. He's done. He has nothing left to prove. And you know, him riding the bench on a playoff contender, yeah, you could say that. And you know, and that's another thing. Everyone's like, oh, well, Wade should retire, but Dirk shouldn't. Except Wade is on the verge of pretty much making the playoffs one more time. If the way he plays persists, he has a chance of making the playoffs one last time. That's a better way to go out. But if the Mavs were going to make that the case, they shouldn't have traded away their players. They should have fought to get Dirk into the playoffs. Or at least with this team fought to get into the playoffs. But they didn't. They traded away all their players. And granted, they're looking towards the future. And see, that's another reason. They're already looking towards the future. Why the hell should Dirk stay another year? They're already looking past that. He should be done. There's no reason that Dirk should be in that future. He's already proven his worth. He's already a Hall of Famer. Let it go. But that's my rant. Let me know what you think in the comments. Suscríbale a mi canal y hasta la próxima, mi gente. Adiós.